picture this. You're running a retail business,
Yeah.
and you've got supply chains to manage, shipping delays to stress over, and raw materials that cost a small fortune.
Oh, yeah. The usual headaches.
Exactly. The
Yeah.
usual stuff. But then there's this one magical product sitting in your catalog. It costs you absolutely nothing to manufacture.
Which is rare.
So rare.
Yeah.
And it ships to the customer instantly.
Mm.
And like the absolute best part, you get paid for it weeks or maybe even months before you actually have to deliver anything.
I mean, it sounds like the ultimate merchant's dream, doesn't it?
It really does. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like you found some sort of, I don't know, a loophole in the laws of retail physics.
Yeah, total cheat code. But you're talking about the humble gift card.
I am. The gift card. It looks like a quick win on your daily sales dashboard, but beneath that simple digital toggle on your storefront, it hides a massive, just a really complex web of financial and legal obligations.
It's a huge web.
Right. So today on our deep dive, we're tearing apart the Shopify gift card ecosystem to show you why selling one is actually taking on a long-term debt. And how, misunderstanding that can just completely derail your business.
And that really is the foundational reality we need to establish right away. Gift cards are, they're fundamentally misunderstood by almost everyone who uses them.
Yeah, for sure.
Because most people, especially business owners, think of them as this purely promotional mechanism, a marketing tool to boost your holiday numbers or like get some quick cash flow.
Right, just quick cash.
Exactly. But functionally, practically, and legally, they are a long-term financial obligation.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because the second a customer clicks buy on a gift card, something very specific happens to your books.
Yeah.
We really need to talk about what that money actually is.
It's not what you think it is, yeah.
Right. Because if I look at my Shopify dashboard at the end of a busy Black Friday, and it says I made $10,000 today, but say $2,000 of that was gift card sales, are you telling me my dashboard is lying to me?
Well, from a strict accounting perspective, yes, it is totally lying to you.
Oh.
Under U.S. generally accepted accounting principles, or GAAP, a gift card is classified as a deferred revenue liability. It is explicitly not revenue.
Which is so counterintuitive. Because, the cash is literally sitting right there in my checking account. I can go log into my bank app right now and see it.
It is, yeah. But you have to look at the mechanism of what just happened. No goods or services have actually been exchanged yet.
Right.
So you haven't earned that money. You are essentially just holding on to it for the customer. Let's look at a concrete example just to make this tangible.
Yeah, let's do some math.
Okay, so imagine you have a massive holiday rush, and you sell 120 gift cards at $75 each. You've just collected $9,000 in cash.
Right. And as the business owner, it feels like a huge $9,000 win. I'm taking that and I want to go spend it on like new ad campaigns.
Yeah, which is the trap. Because let's say spring rolls around, you check your records, and only 60% of that face value has actually been spent by those customers.
Okay.
You only get to recognize that 60%, which is $5,400, as earned revenue.
So that leaves, what, $3,600 just hovering in the background?
Yes. That $3,600 is an outstanding liability. It is literally a debt on your books.
Wow.
It's money sitting in your checking account that is not yours to spend on new inventory or marketing. And then, of course, there's the portion that nobody ever redeems.
Oh, right. Which the accounting world calls breakage, right?
Exactly. Breakage.
Which is a fascinating term, breakage.
Right.
I know a lot of merchants rely on breakage to, make their margins work.
Yeah.
But there isn't even an independent disclosed breakage rate in the retail industry.
No, not at all.
Right. The numbers that get talked around on marketing blogs, they usually just come from vendors who are trying to sell you a gift card app.
Yeah.
There's no real methodology behind them.
Yeah, it's mostly guesswork.
So basically, selling a gift card is like taking out a zero-interest loan from a customer, but you have no idea when or if they're going to call that loan in.
That is the perfect analogy. It is a loan. The money arrives now, and the obligation stays open for years.
But wait, let me push back on this with a very specific scenario.
I'll wait for it.
What if I'm not actually selling a card? Say a customer's furious because their package was delayed. To save the relationship, I just go into my Shopify admin, generate a $20 gift card out of thin air, and email it to them as an apology.
Right, like a customer service make good.
Exactly. Is that the same deferred revenue debt?
No. And that distinction is crucial because mixing them up will completely ruin your bookkeeping.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Shopify actually caps those manually issued cards at $2,000 per card just to limit your exposure. But legally and financially, they are entirely different animals.
Okay, how so?
Think about the mechanism. A card someone actually bought is cash you received against a debt. A card you issue by hand took no money from anyone.
Right, there was no cash transaction.
Exactly. On your books, that manually issued card is simply a marketing cost or a customer service expense.
Ah,
If you mix the two up, you end up flattering your revenue line with phantom cash that never actually existed in the real world.
because one came with cold, hard cash attached, and the other is just an internal promotion,
You got it.
which perfectly transitions into how the platform itself treats these different tools. If a gift card is a stripped financial liability, the software is going to treat it very differently from a simple promotional tool.
Very differently, yes.
Let's clarify what I like to call three siblings of retail appeasement. You have gift cards, store credit, and discount codes. People use these terms interchangeably all the time, and it just causes massive headaches for merchants and customers alike.
It really does. So let's define the native tech boundaries here. A gift card is money you already collected, owed back as goods.
Right.
It's a distinct product. Natively, it caps at $10,000 per card, and it ships on all Shopify subscription plans, even the lowest tier starter plan.
Okay, so that's the gift card. And then you have store credit.
Right. Store credit is a balance you grant a customer, usually instead of a cash refund.
Right.
Natively, it's capped at $15,000 per account. But crucially, the customer has to be logged into their specific customer account to use it.
Oh, so it attaches to the person's identity, not just some random 16-digit code that anyone can pass around.
Exactly. And finally, a discount code. That is simply revenue you are agreeing not to collect.
So there's no liability there because nobody owes anyone anything.
Right. You just take less money at the checkout.
So to put it simply for you listening out there, store credit is an apology, a discount is a promotion, but a gift card is a distinct product.
That is exactly the way you should remember it.
Okay, that helps.
And because a gift card is a product, this raises a really important question. Just because you can sell a gift card on your platform, does it actually work everywhere you sell?
Well, you would think so, right? If it's in my catalog, it should work. But in our deep dive research, we found there are 4 major blind spots where gift cards just quietly fail on the platform.
Quietly being the key word there.
Yes. And these aren't software bugs, they're documented realities that usually only come to light when a very angry customer sends an email.
Right. Let's look at where the system actually breaks down. The first one is B2B checkouts.
Like wholesale.
Yep. If you do wholesale, gift cards are turned off by default for business-to-business sales. You actually have to contact support just to turn them on.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The second blind spot is Shopify Collective, which is the network that lets retailers sell each other's products. Collective doesn't support digital products or gift cards at all.
So if I'm curating products from other stores on my site, my customers can't use a gift card to buy them.
Exactly. The liability tracking across 2 different merchants' books would just be a total nightmare, so the platform just doesn't allow it.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about subscriptions? This feels like a huge one. Let's say a customer buys a 12-month coffee subscription with a $100 gift card.
This is the third major blind spot. If they use that gift card at checkout, it applies to that first month's payment perfectly.
Okay, so far so good.
But it stops there. The system will not pull from the remaining gift card balance for the recurring renewals. The second month's bill will just fail.
Wow. So the customer thinks they prepaid for the whole year, but their subscription just cancels itself in month 2. That is a customer service nightmare waiting to happen.
It is a massive headache. But the fourth blind spot is maybe the most stressful, especially if you run a physical retail store.
Okay, what is it?
Think about your point of sale system in offline mode. If your physical store loses Wi-Fi or the internet drops at the checkout counter, you cannot accept or sell a gift card.
Oh man, that makes sense, but it's brutal. Because the one product with 0 marginal cost, the digital code, is the exact product you are locked out of selling when the router hiccups.
Exactly. And if you think about the why behind that, a gift card is a live financial liability.
Right.
The POS system has to ping the main database to verify that those 16 digits haven't already been spent somewhere else. If you don't have internet, you can't verify the debt, so the system locks it down.
That's rough.
What's fascinating here is how often merchants collapse availability and visibility. They think, my plan includes gift cards, therefore my gift cards work everywhere. But the platform's native reach has very strict boundaries.
Okay, so you've got this lingering debt on your books. You're navigating wholesale limits, subscription failures, and Wi-Fi drops.
Yeah, it's a lot.
If you're a merchant, the natural instinct is to think, this is way too much hassle. I'll just set these cards to expire after a year.
Yeah.
That way, if they don't use it, I can confidently wipe the debt from my books and count it as pure profit.
And that is exactly where the software interface crashes headfirst into legal reality.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Because if you log in and go to your settings, Shopify's default is no expiry. But if you toggle the expiration setting on, the software just defaults to 5 years.
Right, a nice, clean 5 years.
It's just a simple drop-down menu in the admin panel. It feels like a completely harmless, purely administrative business choice.
But 5 years is not a legal safe harbor. That's just a software default designed to look helpful. Jurisdiction dictates reality, not the software UI.
Exactly.
And the rules vary wildly depending on where your issuing business is actually registered.
Let's talk about those rules, because depending on where your business operates, that simple software toggle might actually be illegal. In California, Washington, and Florida, for example, it is outright unlawful to sell a gift certificate with an expiration date. You just can't do it.
Right, and the logic there is consumer protection. The state views it as the consumer's money, and you can't just arbitrarily put a stopwatch on their cash.
That makes sense.
And they go even further to protect that money. In California, if a card's balance drops under $15, you are legally required to cash it out if the customer asks.
Wait, so if someone buys a $50 sweater with a $60 gift card and they have $10 left over, they can just demand a $10 bill from the register?
Yes, absolutely.
That's crazy.
Washington State has a similar rule for balances under $5 left after a purchase. The state just doesn't want you trapping those few remaining dollars on a plastic card forever, forcing the consumer to overspend just to drain the balance.
And if you look internationally, the landscape is just as fragmented. Ireland legally mandates that you either have no expiry at all or a minimum of 5 years.
Right.
Meanwhile, there is no single EU-wide rule setting a minimum term across Europe. And in the U.S., federal law technically allows an expiration date after 5 years, but it has all these hyper-specific carve-outs.
Oh, yeah. Like if it's a paper card or a promo card or a ticket for event admission, the rules change entirely.
It's a minefield.
It is. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, you start to see the immense danger of that simple drop-down menu. Changing an expiry setting retroactively changes a financial promise you've already made to the people holding those cards.
Yes.
The platform makes it incredibly easy to just flip a switch. But legally, you might be violating state law the moment you do it.
Okay, so let's say I'm a really risk-averse merchant. I listen to this, I get spooked, and I follow the law. I leave the expiry toggle completely off.
Smart.
A customer buys a $100 card, throws it in their junk drawer, and completely forgets about it for a decade.
It happens all the time.
The card never expires. I just get to keep that cash in my business forever.
Wrong. And this leads us to what is arguably the most surprising mechanism in this entire ecosystem. Unclaimed property laws, also known as escheatment.
Escheatment. Honestly, it sounds like a medieval tax, and it kind of acts like one too.
Yeah.
This is when the state government steps in and claims dormant, abandoned balances.
Exactly. The underlying legal logic is that if a consumer has abandoned their property, in this case, their digital money, the company doesn't just get a free windfall.
Right.
The state assumes custody of it on behalf of the citizen. But how gift cards are treated under these unclaimed property laws varies dramatically by state.
Let's look at how extreme these variations are. In Florida, gift cards are exempt from this. An unredeemed card is not required to be reported to the state. The money is just considered the merchant's property to keep.
Lucky merchants in Florida.
Right. Illinois is also exempt, but only if the card has no expiry date and no post-sale fees.
But then you look at a state like New York.
Oh, New York is tough.
Yeah. In New York, 100% of the face value of a merchandise gift card is deemed abandoned property after 5 years of inactivity.
Wow.
You don't get to just quietly absorb that into your profit margins. You have to formally report it and hand that cash over to the state.
Handing over cash is painful enough, but Delaware makes it even more complicated. Delaware doesn't claim the literal face value of the unspent card.
No, they don't.
They claim the, quote, maximum cost to the issuer of the goods, with this really complex $5,000 aggregate exemption.
And we really need to pause on how bizarre that Delaware rule is.
Right. Because think about the HATOW of that calculation. If I have a customer who abandoned a $50 gift card, Delaware doesn't just want $50. They want the wholesale cost of the goods the customer would have bought.
Exactly.
But how on earth does a merchant calculate that? I have no idea if they were going to buy high-margin T-shirts or, like, low-margin electronics.
You can't know.
It is a forensic accounting nightmare to figure out what that maximum cost even is.
It is entirely a nightmare. I mean, it requires specialized accountants just to figure out what you owe the government. But the most fascinating state in this entire puzzle is North Carolina.
Yes. Let's talk about North Carolina. Because in North Carolina, 60% of the unredeemed portion of a gift card is deemed abandoned after 3 years.
Yeah.
But, and this is a massive, incredibly specific, but that only applies to cards that bear an expiration date. Wait, so let me get this straight. If I'm a merchant registered in North Carolina, and I just leave Shopify's default no expiry setting alone, I completely avoid the escheatment clock. The state just leaves me alone.
Precisely. That is the incredible irony here. The exact setting a merchant might use to try and proactively clear their debt, turning on an expiration date, so the card eventually wipes off the books, is the very thing that triggers the state of North Carolina to come knocking and take 60% of the money.
That is wild.
By trying to force the breakage, you activate the escheatment.
It is unbelievable how a single digital toggle in a dashboard dictates whether a state government can audit your checking account 3 years from now.
Which is exactly why you have to sit down and agree on this accounting treatment with your bookkeeper before your first big holiday rush.
Absolutely.
Satisfying the accounting rules for revenue recognition says absolutely nothing about satisfying the state's unclaimed property clocks. They run on entirely different tracks.
So we've navigated the complex accounting, we've survived the platform limits, the state laws, and the, medieval-sounding property claims.
We made it through.
If the state doesn't take the money and you successfully hold the debt, eventually the customer comes back to spend it. At least the redemption part is simple, right?
You'd hope so.
Well, no. Because Shopify recently fundamentally changed the math on how this money is redeemed.
They did, yeah. We need to talk about the May 12, 2025 rule.
Right. So for any Shopify store created on or after May 12, 2025, if a customer pays for an order using a gift card, the merchant is now hit with third-party transaction fees on that specific order amount.
And that is a fundamental shift in the economics of gift cards.
It really is.
Historically, when a customer buys a card, you pay the credit card processing fee on that initial cash transaction. But when they eventually spend the card months later, no credit card gateway is involved in that second transaction. So it used to be completely free to process.
But now, unless you are on the highest enterprise tier Shopify Plus and using Shopify payments, you are paying a fee when they redeem it.
Yep.
And it's based purely on when your store was born. You could have two stores selling the exact same products, running the exact same gift card program. But because one was created in April 2025 and the other in June 2025, they have completely different cost structures.
Yeah.
An arbitrary line in the sand.
It is arbitrary, but it fundamentally changes the profitability math for newer merchants. They are now paying to acquire the cash and paying again to redeem it.
Ouch.
And it's not the only technical hurdle you have to worry about at checkout. There are specific jobs the native platform just will not do, where you are absolutely forced to bring in a third-party app.
The big one that comes to mind for me is conditional redemption.
Right.
Let's say you're running a massive Black Friday sale. You've got these doorbuster items marked down 70%, and you want to block people from using old gift cards to buy them because, you just lose your shirt on the margins.
Natively, you cannot do it. Shopify routes that specific, highly complex requirement to a payment method customization app.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you have to pay a third-party service like Rise.ai or Gavalo just to set those conditional boundaries.
Wow. And the other massive headache is replatforming.
Oh boy, yes.
Let's say you are moving your successful store from another e-commerce platform over to Shopify. You can easily import your products. You can import your customer lists, your past orders. All of that is super easy.
Mostly, yeah.
But importing live outstanding gift card balances,
It is not natively documented as a self-serve feature anywhere.
which is so incredibly frustrating.
Yeah.
If I'm a loyal customer holding a $50 gift card for your brand, I do not care that you migrated your back-end infrastructure over the weekend.
Not at all.
I just want to spend my $50.
Yeah.
But to get that data into Shopify, you either have to beg Shopify support to grant you special API scopes, specifically the right_gift_card scope, or pay a developer to build a custom migration path.
Or honestly, literally sit there and manually honor the old cards using an Excel spreadsheet.
Oh, the spreadsheet method. Painful.
It's terrible, and there is a very good reason Shopify locks that down, though.
Why is that?
If you think about the why of that API scope, you are literally writing cash equivalents into their database.
Oh, right.
For security and fraud prevention, they don't let just anyone bulk upload millions of dollars of liabilities. It requires elevated permissions.
That does make sense from a security standpoint.
It does, but this raises an important point about third-party apps and developers. An app will solve your technical problem. It will let you block a discounted product, or it will help you import a balance during a migration.
All right.
But it does not solve your accounting or your escheatment obligations.
Right. The app is just a routing tool.
Exactly. The liability remains entirely yours. You are still the one holding the customer's cash, and the state is still looking directly at you.
So what does this all mean for you listening? We've covered a lot of ground today. To summarize our journey on this deep dive, a gift card is a fantastic tool. It really is. It's cash paid to you before delivery, and it's native on almost every Shopify plan. But from day one, it is a debt.
Treat the balance as a debt every single time.
And leave the expiry toggle off unless you have confirmed with legal counsel a specific geographic reason to turn it on. Know your specific state's escheatment laws so you don't accidentally forfeit your margins to the government.
Please do that.
And for the love of everything, warn your bookkeeper not to count that cash as revenue until the card is actually spent.
It all comes down to managing the obligation properly rather than avoiding the product entirely. But I want to leave you with a broader thought to mull over, extending far beyond just this one e-commerce platform.
I love a good zoomed-out perspective. Let's hear it.
Think about the broader digital economy you interact with every single day. It's a simple $25 digital gift card, a product that takes zero physical resources to create and lives entirely as a line of code, is actually a complex, state-regulated debt that relies heavily on human forgetfulness to be truly profitable.
Yeah.
What other digital conveniences in your life or in your business are masquerading as simple transactions?
Oh, wow.
What other seamless one-click experiences are actually open-ended promises tying you to a web of hidden long-term liabilities?
That is a terrifying but very necessary question to ask every single time we look at our digital dashboards. You really have to look past the illusion of the UI. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We'll catch you on the next one.